say today, inshallah, we are going to study lesson 5.2, which it will talk about write linear equations from tables or graphs. As we said many times, when we want to write linear equations, so we have different ways to calculate it. Then today we are going to learn how we will write linear equations from tables. Uh, could you please, anyone can remind me what the meaning of linear equation? Linear equation, if you want to decide that this one is linear or not, and we have the equation, what do you know about the exponents if you have the equation? What do you know about the exponent? How we will differentiate between linear or non-linear by using the equation? Is there anyone can tell me? Okay, Kinsey?
By using four ways for the slopes, so we can know the linear or unlinear equation.
From the slope, so if you have the slope, then you can determine if the line, if the equation, it will be linear or not.
Yeah.
But it's not exactly. Let me show you something, Kinsey. If you have an equation like y equal 2x plus 1, okay? And the second equation is y equal 2x squared plus 1. If we will start to represent those two equations graphically, what the difference between them? Could you please tell me what is the slope for the first equation? What is the slope for the first equation? Yes, Hannah.
2.
2. Thank you. And what is the slope for the second equation? Yes, Maya? 2. Yes. Then, for both two equations, we have the slope equal to. But you have to note something very important because we want to represent those two equations graphically. Look at the exponent above x for the first one. It will be what?
1.
The exponent, it will be 1. And the exponent for the second one is 2,
2.
right? Then if we will start to represent the first one graphically, then it will be a line. For this reason, we said linear equation, okay? But what about the second one? If we are going to represent this one, which it has exponent equal to, so it should be a parabola, like letter U, okay? So we can't depends on the slope to differentiate between linear or non-linear equation, function, sorry, linear or non-linear equations, okay? Then linear, when we have an exponent equal 1. Non-linear, we have different cases, but for this case, which it's in front of us, if it's 2 exponents equal to, so it will be a parabola, and it seems like it looks like letter U. Then power 2, it will be like letter U. If the slope is positive, so the parabola, it will be upward like the first case. But what do you have? Negative 2x to the power of 2. If we want to represent this one graphically, so the parabola, look at the slope here. The slope is how many? The slope is how many in this equation?
Negative 2.
Negative 2. Then if you want to represent it graphically, so it will be downward, okay? So to look at the slope to represent graphically, okay, agree with you, but to determine the shape, we can't use the slope. The shape we are going to depend on or to focus on the exponent above x. If the exponent above x is 1, that means that the line or the equation, it will be linear. If the exponent above x is 2, so the equation, it will be parabola, because this one is called quadratic equation. Understood this part?
Miss,
Yes.
هو on the graph it will make يعني this curve.
Yes, we are going to make this curve, and it's not allowed to draw it by ruler. We will connect the points together, but by our hands. Okay?
Okay.
Any other question? Kinsey?
Yes, Miss. Can
Yes.
I ask question? The linear equation
Yeah.
should pass through the zero.
No, no, it's not passing through the zero. This in this question, for example, it's plus one, right? Which means
Yes.
the y-intercept, it will pass through one. But if you don't have y-intercept, which means it will pass through zero. Okay, so the linear, once you are going to check the exponents above x, if it's 1, so it will be a line. After that, we will check the y-intercept. If we can't find a y-intercept, which means it's linear and passing through 0, because p in this case, it will be equal 0. But if you have a part, if you have a y-intercept, so whatever, if it's positive, if it's negative, we are going to represent it graphically. Any other question for this part? So
No, thank you.
we know the difference now between linear and non-linear, because our session today we are going to talk about linear. Okay, but before we will start, we have to know what is the difference between linear and non-linear equation. Let's move to the next point. So as I said today, we want to talk about how we will write linear equations from tables and graphs. So we have two different types, which we are going to cover it today together. Then, okay, so let's continue. Linear equations from tables. If we have a table like this, so the question will say, use the table below to answer the following questions. Does the graph model direct variation? And direct variation, which means we have the y over x, it will be a constant, and we don't have a y-intercept. So is there anyone can tell me now, what does this graph model direct variation? How we are going to prove something like that? How we will know that this one, it will represent a direct variation? Yes, Kenzie?
By using the slope,
By using the slope.
we will make y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1.
Okay, and let me say something to you, lovely Kenzie. In this question, we cannot,
y over x.
yes, y over x, and also we cannot something. Look at here, we have what?
0.
0 and 0, right? So this is the
So
first,
the y intercept will be 0.
will be 0. And to say that it's a direct variation, then for sure the y-intercept, it should be equal 0. So this is the first point we have to check about it. Second, he said direct variation, then for sure we have a constant value, which is called what? K, right? Then K, it will be what? It will be y over what? Y over x.
Over
Could you
x.
please check with me now? Negative 6 divided by negative 2, it will be how many?
3.
3. And
3.
negative 3 divided by negative 1, it will be equal 3. 3 divided by 1, it will be equal 3. 6 divided by 2, it will be equal 3. What do you notice?
It's proportional.
It's
Proportional.
proportional, which means we found a k, or a constant value, right? Then what we have to say? What is the slope in this relation? And write the equation from the graph. So let me back, I'm sorry. Here, so in this question, as I said, we have different ways to say if this one is a direct variation or not. So we explained at the first one, I said, we note that we have 0 and 0. So for sure it will pass through the origin point. Second, we calculated the k, which is constant value. Third, we can answer this question by another way, by using the slope form. How we are going to use the slope form to calculate the equation now? It will be what? Pick up any two order pair, please. Pick
Miss,
up.
can I say?
Yes, please.
-3 minus -6 over -2 minus
Just
-2.
Kenzie, give me any two order pair first, my dear.
-2
Yeah,
and -6,
thank you.
-1 and -3.
Okay, I'm writing. Okay, -2 and -6. And after that, we have -1 and -3. Then we will start to write the slope. So it will be -3
Minus
minus,
-6
so -3 minus -6, it will
will be positive.
+6. Thank you. The second part, it will be -1 minus
plus 2
-2. So it will be +2.
will be equal 3.
So the answer, it will be equal 3, right? So
Yes.
here is it. Okay, so we found the slope equal 3. And remember, when we calculated a constant value, it was, when we said y over x, it was
Will equal 3.
it was 3. For this reason, we want to write the equation. Our target to talk about this question, we want to write the equation. Then, what is the equation? It will be now y equal what?
3x only.
Exactly. It will be y equal 3x only. Why we didn't mention the y-intercept in this question?
Because the y-intercept is 0.
Is 0.
Thank you. Because the y-intercept is 0. And from the beginning, we already discovered, we already noted that from the beginning that it was 0 and 0, right? And take care, if you want to use y over x, don't tell me, Miss, 0 over 0, this is undefined. We will not calculate this point. We have to check the rest. So we have -6 divided by -2, -3 divided by -1, and so on. Or we can use the second method, which is slope. We can use the formula, which is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, and then we found that we have the slope equals 3. If you want to calculate the equation, then it will be y equal 3x. So this one, does the graph model direct variation? Now you can see that, you can say that does this graph represent or model for a direct variation? Yes, because this one passing through the origin point, and we have a constant value for each pair of points. Any question to this point? Understood?
Miss?
Yes.
Yes.
It's a direct variation if it's proportional?
If it's proportional, yes. If it will pass through 0 and we can find a constant value. Okay?
Okay.
Let me give you another question. So what is the slope? So we calculated the slope already and we found that it was 3, and then write the equation. We said that y equal 3x. Let's check with another example, and be ready with your pencil, please, and your notebook. Now, we want to talk about linear functions. A function whose graph is a line. So linear function, it's a function whose graph is a line. And what about the y-intercept? Where did the line cross the y-intercept? Could you please tell me? The y-intercept, if you want to say that this one is a linear functions, then where the line crossed the y-intercept?
That means that so the y-intercept should go through the y-axis?
No, should be pass through the origin point. Then we said a function whose graph is a line, so this is called linear functions. And what about the y-intercept? The y-intercept, where the line crossed the y-axis, the line crossed the y-axis at the point 0. P is the sample for the y-intercept. Did you remember? Then look at this pattern. What are you counting for the y values? What is y when x equals 0? This is P. So when have y, what is y when x equals 0? This is represent B. Did you remember the general form for the function y equal mx plus b? We said that m represent what? We said that m represent what?
Slope.
Slope.
The
Yes.
slope.
And b represent
y-intercept.
the
Y-intercept.
y-intercept. When x equals 0, then this is represent P, and where is the line cross the y-axis? So the y-intercept, y equal B plus or minus the slope times x. This one I'm going to show you how we are going to form the equation or functions. Find B for any question, setting up the equation, how you are going to form the equation. So you have to find B or look at B, the y-intercept, where the line cross the y-axis, find the slope, then the slope, it will be y over x, or are you counting by the values of rise over run, and then y equal something plus or minus the slope times x. So the equation by the end, it will be P plus or minus mx. What's plus or minus mx? Because the slope, it could be positive or negative. So once you want to write the equation, so we have to check the y-intercept, it will be 0 and something. If it's a direct variation, it will be 0 and 0, which means if I want to put a pattern to work with how I'm going to write the equation, so first of all, I have to check the y-intercept. Second, I have to calculate the slope, and you know that we have different ways to calculate the slope. It could be rise over run. We can use the rule y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. By any way, by the end, you have to calculate the slope. And then you are going to write the equation, which is y equal P plus or minus mx, or we can write it by another way, y equal positive or negative mx plus b. Positive or negative, it depends on the sign for the slope. In case if we have a question like this, find the linear equation for the input and output table. Which column will represent the input? The first one represent the input, and the second one represent the output. And we said input like x, like independent values. Output like y, like what? Dependent variable. Again,
Miss, can you see the question, please?
the question is, find the linear equation for the input and output table. I said, we have different words have the same meaning. If I'm going to say input, so it's like what? Input, like what?
Is looking for the x.
Yes, it represents x, and also we can donate it by the independent value. And output, this is y, and we can donate it by dependent value. In this question, who will help me to answer the question? I'm looking to answer the question by a quick way. How? Did you remember the pattern which I said? First, we have to search about.
Slope.
No, before the slope, we have to search about.
Y over x.
No. And this
The zero.
Yes, thank you. We have to search about 0. because 0, it will represent for us where we can find the y-intercept, right? Then look at this one here. Did you see it? So we have 0 and what? 0
And
and
11.
11, which means now B equal how many?
11.
11. Thank you. B equal 11. Second, I'm looking for M, right? Could you please calculate it and tell me what is the value of M? Please calculate it and tell me what is the value of M. You will tell me what is the value of M, and then you are going to explain to us how did you find it. Please calculate it quickly and tell me the answer. Anyone finish? I'm waiting. Are you working or not?
Miss, I finished. Can I answer?
Huh? Yes, please, go
Can
on.
I answer?
Yes, please.
I will make the slope. So
Okay.
I will take 2 and 5 and 3 and 2.
Okay. And then?
Then I make 2 minus 5 over 3 minus 2 equal negative 3. So the equation, can I say the equation?
Yes.
The
go on.
equation y equal negative 3x plus 11.
Thank you so much. Amazing. So in this case, let me revise with you what Kinsey said. She talks or she used two order pair and then she calculated the slope, right? Then she pick up, you are free to pick up any two order pair. If you will try with any pair of order pairs from this table, the answer, it will be a constant. Then she counted or calculated and she found that the slope was negative 3. And she told us also the equation. She said the equation y equal negative 3x plus 11. Appreciate your work. Thank you so much. We have another way in table. If you have a table and you want to calculate the slope or you want to calculate the equation directly, you can look at the difference between y. So please focus on y only. And we will try to find the difference between them. Could you please tell me? It was 14, it becomes 11, right? What happened here? What is the difference between those two? 14, it becomes 11. Huh? What happened? What is the difference between them?
It decreased 3.
Thank you. It decreased 3, which means it's how many?
Negative 3.
Negative 3. Thank you. Look at 11 and 8. What happened? The difference
Also
is,
decrease 3.
yes, also decreased 3. Continue with me, please. So this one decreased 3. So it's minus 3. And this one is minus 3, which means I will go directly and I'm going to write that m should be equal negative 3. So we have two different methods now in front of you. If you want to pick up any two order pair to calculate the slope by using it, okay, you are welcome. If you want to calculate the difference between y and you will find that it's exactly the same number, then we will use it. After that, we want to write the equation. So the equation now it will be what? Y equal negative 3x plus 11. Okay, Maya, do you have a question? Maya?
Yes.
Yes, please. Go on.
هو we do the method اللي هي negative 3 يعني on the y only مش ال x.
Yes, on y only. You will find the difference between y only. Okay, so
Okay.
this is one method. If you want to pick up any two order pair, let me check with you to don't confuse. If you have negative 1, you can pick up negative 1 and 14. And the second order pair is 0 and 11. Okay, then I'm going to write 11 minus 14 over 0 minus 1 means 0 plus 1. So the answer by the end, it will be equal -3.
Negative.
Okay, so by different ways, by the end, we have one target, which is how we are going to form or to write the equation. Yes, Hannah, you have a question? You're raising my hand. Lovely Hannah. Yes.
Miss, why did we do +1, not -1?
Where is +1? For this one? For this?
Positive or positive?
Thank you.
Yeah, negative and negative make
Yes, yes, because 0 minus -1, right? Then it was at the beginning 0 minus -1. And we know that negative and negative becomes what?
positive.
Becomes positive. Okay, so understood this point? If this was your question?
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome, honey. Then by the end, once we finish this table, then you can now explain to us, please. Who will explain to us how we are going to write the equation from a table? How we are going to write the equation from a table? Yes, go on. Anyone can start, please. I have 3 students raising their hands, so please go on. I can't see
Miss,
the
can I
name.
say?
Okay, go on. Huh?
First of all, we'll see the 0 first.
Yes, first
So
of all, we have to see the 0 first, okay? To search about what, Kinsey? To find
the
what?
y-intercept.
The y-intercept. Thank you. Is there anyone can tell me the next point, please? Anyone can continue?
This can I say?
Yes, sure, Maya.
We will find or the slope. We have two ways.
Yes.
First way is um, y2 minus y1
So you use y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, right?
or we can do
Or we can find the difference between the y values, like 14 to be 11. So what is the difference between them? So you decreased every time 3, then we found the equation. Let's move to so let's continue. So we said that we form already an equation, which is how we found the equation. We said that we found the difference, and then we note that we have 0 and 11. Then the y-intercept, it should be equal 11. Let's take another example. In this question, we want to learn how we are going to write the equation from a graph. Could you please anyone tell me what is the main point or the pattern which we have to use it here to form the equation? How we are going to write the equation from the graph. Okay, Ahmed Rashwan, you are raising your hand. Go on. Ahmed Rashwan. Rashwan? Yes, go on, yeah, Ahmed.
Okay, we'll see where the line first intersects.
Thank you so much.
Which line?
Which means you are looking for what? You are looking for what at the beginning? You are looking for y-intercept, right? So you are looking for y-intercept. Then what is the y-intercept in this?
Y-intercept.
Yes. What is the y-intercept in this question? Where you can see it?
Yes.
Where?
Miss, can I?
Here is it. Right? So we have, this is the
And -4.
and the blue line.
And the,
No, it's intersect where? Please tell me. We will recognize now that B equal
P0
B equal how many?
equal
Negative 4. So B equal -4.
-4.
So this is the first point. Second point, is there anyone can tell me what is the second point?
Miss, can I say?
Yes, please, Ahmed.
We'll find the slope. We'll choose 2 points.
Exactly, we are going to choose 2 points.
1 and -2.
Okay, then let me write what you said. You will choose 2 order pair.
1 and -2.
How many?
1 and -2.
And -2. Okay, 1 and -2. So this is the first order pair. Okay, and the second order pair, it will be, choose any other point. 0 and what? 0 and?
2 and 0.
0 and -4.
Miss, Rashwan said.
Okay, because I can't hear. So I choose another order pair. So we have 1 and -2 and 0 and -4. Now we will use, could you please tell me the formula? Y2 minus Y1 over X2 minus X1. Okay, then in this case, it will be -4 minus -2. Did you see minus -2, which means it will be positive over 0 minus 1. So the answer, it will be -4 plus 2, it will be -2. -2 divided by -1, so the slope, it will be equal how many? Equal 2. Let me ask you a question. If we will use another 2 order pair, it will give us 2 or something else. If we will choose another 2 order pair, it will give us 2, it will be fixed number or constant number, or it will give us something else.
Methods will be the same number.
It will be
because it's a
because it's a linear, right? So we have
Yes.
the same slope every time. So we have the same slope every time. Right. Could you please, we will make check now. If I will choose another 2 order pair, if there anyone can tell me another 2 order pair, belong to the line, it should be belong to the line. Give me any other 2 order pair. Like what?
3 and 2.
3 and 2, yes. So we have 3 and
4 and 4.
What else? 4 and what?
4 and 4.
4 and 4. 4, and we will go up till 4. So we have, yes, 4 and 4. Okay. Right here. 4 and 4. We will start to calculate the slope. It will be 4 minus 2.
4 minus 2 over 4 minus 3 equal to
Over 4 minus 3. So the answer, it will be equals to. So even if you will try with all the numbers belong to the line, then every time you will find the answer are constant. The slope of all 2 points belong to the same line, it should be constant. Okay, so we found the slope now. And the line here, point to the right or to the left, which means the slope in this case, it should be positive or negative. Should be positive or negative? Positive, thank you. Then we are going to write here that the value of m, we found the value of m, and the value of m equal 2, right? So the value of m equal 2. Now we want to write the equation. So the equation by the end, it will be the equation by the end. It will be Ali. Okay, go on.
Y equal to x minus 4.
So it will be y equal to x minus 4. Thank you so much. So in this case, as I said, we have two different ways to form the equation. We can form the equation from a table, or we can form a equation from a graph. Any question till this point? Any question till this point?
No, thank you.
Okay. We move to another point. This is your turn now. Please try to solve the question quickly and tell me the answer. Who will be the fastest one? Rank 1. Okay, I have 4 raising their hands. Okay, Hannah Hamdi. Hannah Hamdi.
To find the y-intercept, it will be 3. Because it's beside 0.
It's beside 0, yes. Then
and to find the slope, we will make 2 points. For example, 0 and 3, and -1 and 5.
Okay. And then we are going to calculate the slope, right?
Yes.
You know something for y value? Look at y value. How we can calculate the equation in a second. You have to calculate what? I agree with you 100% about to calculate the slope. Agree with you 100%. We will pick up any 2 points and then we will calculate the slope. But I said another way today.
Miss, can I say?
Give a chance to something else, please. You did amazing work, Kinsey, really. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Raise your hand, please, if you know the answer. Hannah Hamdi told us that we can pick up any 2-order pair and then we will calculate the slope. Appreciate her work. Who will add for us another way? Okay, Maya.
We will look at the y values.
Yes.
I have 5 and 3. The difference is 2.
Exactly. So we will look at the y values difference, right? So it was 5 becomes 3. It was 3 becomes 1, which means every time what we have to do?
We minus 2.
Yes, minus 2. So the difference here, it will be minus 2. And then with the second one, the difference is minus 2. And then the difference is minus 2, right? 1 minus negative, minus 2 for each one. So 5 minus 2, it will be how many? It will be 3. 3 minus 2, it will be how many? It will be 1. 1 minus 2, it will be how many? Negative 1. Negative 1 minus 2, it will be how many? Negative 3. So the difference is negative 2. So the first method, what we have to do, the first method, we said that we will find the difference between the y values. And we discovered that the difference between the y values always was constant. Then y equal negative 2x plus b. Where is b? Where we can find b from the table? Where we can find b from the table? It's opposite to what? It's opposite to 0. It's opposite to 0. So in this case, I have the y value, or the y-intercept should be 3. So it will be plus 3. What about if you will pick up 2 points and you will try to find the answer from it? With all our pleasure, it will be the right answer. Okay? Then.
Miss, can I make the 2 methods?
You want it in the exam or now?
Yeah, in the exam.
It's up to you. It's up to you. You have 2 different methods. If you have a time to work with the 2 methods, you are welcome, no problem. But it's not compulsory to use the 2 methods. Okay, so in this question, we will use the equation, find the linear equation for the input and the output, use the equation here. What is the rate of a change? This is something else. In this question, I want to ask you, if you have the equation and we want to solve here, what is the rate of a change? We said that the rate of a change, it's like what? Rate of a change, this is another question. So up, we solve already and we found the equation from the input and the output. The second part here, use the equation and then tell us what is the unit rate or rate of a change, I'm sorry. Rate of a change means
The slope.
the slope, yes. I need another, Judy, okay, go on, yeah, Judy. Huh?
We will the rate of change.
Yes, the rate
we
of
will.
change. In this question, it will be how many?
ثانية. هو -5 is the y-intercept ولا?
Yes, yes, the negative with the y-intercept, exactly.
Okay,
if you want to rearrange this one, what about if the question comes like this and you want to rearrange, okay, y equal x minus 5. I will not change the sign for anything. I'm only rewrite the equation again. Okay? If it's more easier for you to work with the equation like this, so you can rewrite it without change any sign. Then, please tell us the answer.
1 minute.
What is the rate of a change now? It will be how many?
Sorry?
Where you can find it?
Miss, can I ask a question?
Yes, honey.
Miss, how can I ask a question? How is the y-intercept -5? And in the table, it's 3. It's 0 and 3.
As I said, this is another question. This is two separate questions. This is two separate questions. We already finished the first one. But this one, another question. In case if I'm going to give you the equation and I will ask you to calculate the rate of a change. We said that the rate of a change exactly like the slope. So we will go directly to x and we will pick up the coefficient before x. The coefficient before x here is how many? Is 1. So the rate of a change is 1. What is the start value in this question? What is the start value in this question? Which is?
The y-intercept is
yes.
the y-intercept.
Which is the y-intercept, which it was -5. Okay, so we have different types of questions. Maybe we have the equation and he's going to ask to calculate the rate of a change and the start value, and the start value means the y-intercept. Or he will give us a table and he will ask to write the linear equation. Okay, and in this lesson, as I said, we learn how we can find